All right, how's it going, folks? Now, about this topic, I have a bit of background to tell you guys. For the last 2 years, I've been to China. First time I went to China, the first year I went to China last 2 years ago. So 2016 and 2017, 2018, I went to China. Right, if you want to be more specific about it. 2017, when I went to China, it amazed me, but it wasn't very hard because I was very, very uneducated regards to I didn't follow too much about China, how it's improved and everything. But after I attended the 2018 holiday trip, things just rapidly changed. And I just couldn't believe where China is today. And I live in a bit about the timeline, all right? When I was at the age of 7 to 10 years old, I stayed in China. Bikes were everywhere. Motorbikes were everywhere. When I went to China, I think it was 2011 or 2012 or 2013. One of these years, okay? I went back there and I was completely shocked because I haven't been there for about 10 years, after 11 or 12, 13 years, after, when I moved back to Australia. Complete shocked me. There wasn't any bikes or any motorbikes, everyone having cars and things like that. When 2017, when I went back to China, all I saw was brand new cars everywhere I go. And the first thing that I've learned is big cities, they're only allowed to have cars up to 10 years old or 7 years old, depending on the car brand. And after that, they get crushed, or you have to sell it to second or third tier cities, right? Or villages, if you gotta put it that way. And 2018, when I went to China, 2017, when I went to China, I didn't get to open my eyes a lot. But 2018, I spent the time on my own, and this time it wasn't my mom or my grandparents who look after me or family members because they were too busy. I explored China a bit, in my local neighborhoods of Guangzhou. My grandparents lived in the center of Guangzhou, and go by myself, going to Beijing Lu and stuff, whatever, or Baiyunsan, just to explore the cities and things like that. And what I see the most common theme was WeChat Pay. And then when I look at that WeChat Pay, I was like, shit, everywhere I go, all I see is QR codes. Damn, nobody using cash nowadays. All I see is just everyone just use, their phone and tap everywhere they go. Scan whatever they go. They're phasing out cash. The funny thing about WeChat Pay, they're not actually banks. They're just a social media. Somehow they got into the financial sector, and it literally killed banks. If I had to put it in a good way, they killed banks. Banks are in a threat because this WeChat Pay is more than just a payment. It's more than just a QR code. There's multi-function tool. If I had to put one thing about it, if you look at your phone, if you download, I don't know, I'm just be blindly thinking about, you have eBay, maybe you have hotel app, or maybe a flight center app, or maybe you have like a Pancake Parlor, or this food voucher, or Uber, or Uber Eats, or share bikes, or share scooter, or hotels, or traveling, or tourism, or tours. You have to download every individual apps, right? In China, no, you have all these apps all in WeChat. So that's why WeChat is not only just killing banking, they're killing everything. But they're the dominant strong power right now. They just flick through the phone, scroll, and find some cheap deals. And select secure, bang, they go on straight away. Fast trade, bang, they go on straight away. Flights, they're going, bang, they're going straight away. Like it's one app of everything. It's a multi-purpose tool. Now, when I look at it and look back at it now, and look at it, what I'm only speaking for Australia because I'm in Australia. What do we use for QR codes? Because it is the future of going through and to one step towards the AI and automation as well. What I see QR codes in the Western world, right? What I see in WeChat, it was just a payment. It was like they don't even use credit card or bank cards or cash. They were using as payments day in and day out. When I see the Western world using it, I'm only speaking in Australia, is when you see QR codes. The only time you see QR codes if you use Afterpay, ZipPay, Groupon. And I think the Western world kind of struggled not knowing how they mass it out before WeChat Pay kicks in, right? Because WeChat Pay is so multi-purpose. Now, you have supermarket chains, introduce their own bank cards, and somehow, Amazon have their own, credit card. Somehow these giants has to be playing the monopoly game, buying each other out, and becoming their shareholders or things like that, and buying many other games. And the only way to be successful, it has to be like the WeChat Pay. I cannot see any purpose on having that sort of technology when you only solely focus on Groupon or Afterpay. It's a bloody joke to even think about it. It's happening in Afterpay because you do 4 pay installments. It's pretty much saying your broke ass can't even afford this straight away, but you need 4 payments to pay it off. So it's for your broke ass, right? Don't lie, I'm using it because I use it because I'm in a very financially unstable at the moment, and I needed to do, and I had to do it in that method. Now I know companies and the government is trying to push for these QR codes, but what I'm seeing is more applications going to download. Now, what does it mean when you have more application? It means you have to do a lot of updating, right? Instead of just having a WeChat app, you just use this app. You have to download 50 apps to click on the QR code. It doesn't work. Trust me. Nobody's going to download 50 apps. Forget about it. I won't even download 50 apps. Don't worry, I'll still keep my BlackBerry. I keep it plain and simple. No Androids in my phone, all right? But I look at the Western world, the way how they use the QR codes is just way behind. And I honestly reckon, marking of the beast and, having this, literally this whole, I reckon they'll have to come out some sort of app, the face recognition and finger recognition on every single item. Everything in one app instead of having multiple apps. Somehow they got to correct this, or else this is not going to get anywhere. Trust me. But in China at the moment, especially with the KFC, there's Alipay, so it's another rival with WeChat Pay, and you can scan the barcode, you scan the QR code, and also they need your facial recognition, scan your face for double confirming that's you. You're making this payment for KFC. And I could see that will be hitting very shortly. So what I'm trying to tell you is right now we are not far from it because we have self-serve, Macca's checkout kiosks, tap, and then all they need to do is just install an AI camera. And there you go. We lock and load, my friend. We're very behind. I'm just going to let you guys know.